For this part of the live stream video is now being preparation to go on the set as a WIP for continue on to my full walkthrough. Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hang on, let me try this again to go on stage 1. Alright, live stream on the set to go on WIP in take 1. Hello everyone, and welcome back to part 55 in full walkthrough in the Crew 2. After part 54, by having one hypercar event, is going to be a long trip from New York City to San Francisco, California, to have a long trip to have places to go explore around in America from coast to coast. In this part of today's video segment, as I'm about to go on preparation to take part of the USB Tour West Edition, as the opening intro to Season 3 Episode 2 is now adding up to have the part of the clip. But don't worry, because the WIP is now in progress, because this will have to take a shared part to be on the complete edition, as I'm about to go over to be in the Midwest in America region between the North and South Dakota states. So there's going to be having one location to be highlighted by having 4 events like Icy Xmas, Black Hills East, West, and to the Big Cow. Just to have sprint race only, and then the special is going to be in the Black Hills for the USB Tour West as a starting position to go on stage number 1. So it'll have to go all the way by using Rallycross discipline to have a time attack to go by route onto the tarmac, and third altogether to go over to be at Yellowstone. So before that, I'll have to start out and do 5 street race event is about to be ready up and go underway. To the Big Cow, up I go and travel to after putting up with some major changes from every part of the live summit event. So just gonna have to be switch on to street race vehicle to go by pick, enter the event, and this will have to take a much more perfection to go by any road-based vehicle to be on pick. So I'll have to take my pick and go by recommend for myself to have a map out strategy to go by between American, European, or Japanese street race vehicle to go on highlighted pick to see how it turned out. So let's see, just gonna choose one street race vehicle for only one different car brand. How about I'd rather go for the Ford F-150 SBT Raptor 2010 with my UDRS Insportec livery for with card number 11 is now putting up with some customization, is now being fitted with wide body on the fenders. So let's bring out the beast and go for having a snow themed condition to be loading up, as I'm about to go riding in before the earlier season in winter. But we're still yet to be in the fall season in the middle of October before Halloween is coming up. But driving in the winter wonderland, and perfect time to have a pack of off-road tires to be amp up and get ready to roll.
No need to be nervous. You got the car and you got the skills.
And I have a pickup truck is going to be challenging with Japanese street race vehicle and a Acura NSX. So, as I ever done this before, but differently in the full walkthrough, as I'm about to be going at it. And hold on, looks like the RX-7 is going off this road, so just going to be preferred to stay on the all-wheel drive. Okay, looks like gonna have to be patient and let the big guy can do all the work. Okay, 370C is in second, followed by the R34 Skyline in the lead. Gonna have to go by having a clear, top-notch moment. Rushing in Winter Wonderland. There we go. First place on the roll. right past in to be at Silver Hills, because this event and the title itself to the Big Cow is definitely might be putting up with a different catchphrase from Bart Simpson. Don't have a cow, man, because that will be doing a make sense moment. So here it goes. Gonna have to kick it up into third gear and go on the mid average in over 150 miles per hour. Okay, gonna have to keep a good sledding on the icy road, but yet it'll have to be mentioned to be quite very to be prior to Icy Xmas. But this regular event is now being set on the snowy Dean condition to have a good clear weather forecast to be on a bright and sunny day. Gonna have to keep going around, pass on in every checkpoint. This part is definitely might be referred to be prior to have a wooden bridge is now yet to be included. But this one is actually to be made in the asphalt on the tarmac road. Built to be on the icy road, but definitely it'll have to be quite put up with some icy tires to be outfitted to go for having a comfort used. But there it is, guys. The Big Cow is now being seen right over here. Because this scenic landmark may have a big cow, man. So gonna have to keep going forward, because that was a very good, excellent monument landmark to have a big cow is now being located right over here in the Dakota States. Gonna have to drive the big rig and take a good check on the progression to be almost to be stopped at least in 89%. So far so good. Now doing some braking and cornering when driving a pickup truck with some custom modification is a very best in use as a street racing vehicle. Full stretch up the way and cleared to have one event is checking the bag. Pure driving, more like an SUV pickup truck, is now going at it to have first position in the podium spot. So gonna have to take some blue part to be dropped in, going back to free drive and have the condition back to be on the usual way. So that makes one street race event clear to be checked onto the same location and zoom out onto the world map. Well, I can't say that will be doing much more fine impressive to have the sprint course after the training from the Live Summit event. So however, because Icy Xmas can bring out to have the same part of the sprint course layout with putting up with some different decoration, because during the month of October for this part of the idea is definitely might have a different role of the Nightmare Before Christmas. I should rather watch this good nostalgia movie from Disney, so it is definitely everyone's most favorite. So on to the next vehicle by pick. Maybe if I rather might have to go by standard or Summit reward car, because I just got all the few other vehicles to be yet collected. So let's see, just gonna choose any kinds of best build car, but I just got a better idea. Gonna choose with Audi and go for the 2016 R8 Coupe B10 Plus. Per level is actually to go standardly to be at 200, but it'll have to go all-wheel drive to be driving in to have some better purpose to be mastered on the icy road. But it is definitely might have the perfect time to go entered in Christmas to see how the month of December is going to have to take some time, but exactly 2 months away before at the end of 2023. Okay, same sprint race, different condition, and nighttime on the way.
You feel like going for a little drive today?
Heck yeah. Driving in nighttime is the early winter before we're about to get the show on the road. So, unlike the original, to the Big Cow and Icy Xmas is actually to be a bit more different, to be putting up with some set of environment decoration. The snow on the wall, the tunnels, same part of the turn layout, and yet to be, of course, to be on the usual way. So I had to keep a good all-wheel drive to stay in good motion. Going faster in first place is always on the roll. Progression is up to 20%. Here's tunnel number 2. Alright, sled around and race on the icy road to get in on the roll. Okay, looks like that was a bit more slippery. To be prior to Dominion Frozen, it'll have to take matter of skills and concentration that you had to master on the icy tarmac road. But it's definitely might be doing well to have this event is an early Christmas gift from every last year. So gonna have to go by full boost. Checkpoint check. Do a power slide drift on the grip. Okay, the signs are always meant to be open to be seen pass by. Kinda admit, this was actually to have an early Christmas gift for every Crew 2 players out there who have already entered to have an Icy Xmas moment. Halfway there on the roll. Gonna have to keep going and stay on the main progress to be as original. Okay, that was a quick close call. Now, this part of the session is now actually to be added up on the wooden bridge. See what I mean? Differences by compared to the original and a theme event is now actually to be putting up with some set of environment decorations. But getting a bit more chilling out and go faster on the speed. Okay, looks like there's the big cow is still yet standing there. Good monument. Going up and go right in. Okay, always gonna have to kick it up in the high gear to be on gear 6 to back down on gear 3. 11 seconds update on the gap. Another tunnel on the short straightaway to be proceed. Now for the final stretch as the neighborhoods swoop by and have the finish line to be proceed on the tunnel. But good job to have 3 minutes, 41.326 seconds is now being checked on normal difficulty. Alright. All the loot has been received and save it for only one part to be sent over onto the mailbox. And there you go. Looks like decorations are now going back to normal to have a one good batch of usual environment. Well, I can't say because that's 2 events in the different theme sessions is now actually to be putting up with some comparison by the difference. But yet of course, Icy Xmas and To the Big Cow is always meant to have the same track layout on the sprint course is always meant to have some different decorations by the original and theme condition. So now, gonna have to be ready up onto the side of direction. In the next event, we'll go to the Black Hills between in the west and the east. So for starters, for the east is now actually to have a cover to be highlighted to be seen to have a snowy background is now yet to be featured. But apparently, just going to go back and choose a different vehicle to be on road car selection on street race. Maybe at least I'll have to go by pick to have some Chevy vehicles as I'm about to be going in muscle car to be amped up and have the 2017 Chevy Camaro CL1 per level to be at 280, and this will be a very good Icon 100 vehicle to be received as a prize amount of earning. Gonna have to go beast mode in the muscle car to be ready up and go for the snow theme condition to be loading up, as I'm about to go countdown by initiate in about 3 seconds and see how challenging to have a good theme condition to go in the east in Black Hills. So let's go and have the right side position on the clear. Tuner cars will go behind and muscle cars will take the lead to master in the snow. It's going to be a fast up major winter season is coming up, but we're still yet to be in the fall season in the middle of October, so I hope Halloween is still yet to have a couple of days away until the 31st. Just gonna have to go by main example to have 11 days left. So I have to keep a good watchful eye on the calendar as usual to see if Halloween is going to be set to be on the 31st. Only on Tuesday, that is, because it'll have to take more time and go planning on WIP sessions on live summit event has already been accomplished to be achieved and successful to be on the 100,000 point. But there's going to be having more cars that I've just been looking forward to be collecting something else to do more. Gonna have to try to stay on top of it after one object just took a hit on my Camaro. Just a scratch and go by automatically repairs at the short moment. But not to mention, because this will have to take a determined choices if it's going to be on the east or the west on the Black Hills special that prior to the start of the USB Tour West Edition in Episode 2 Motorflix Season 3. But all I can think is because the east is actually to have a good place to be here on the normal weather condition to have a good natural environment. So gonna have to keep going, and halfway there is finished in about 60% to be moving on. Gonna have to take that checkpoint onto the right side of the road, followed by route in the highway. That's 13.5 seconds update as other opponents in the tuner cars by Japanese JDM, including the Acura NSX, is now yet temporarily. So that's a very good run. Gonna have to keep moving up and forward. 16.1 seconds. There we go. Don't want this to leave me hanging. And past the checkpoint I go. So there you go. Just to have 3 minutes, 3.298 seconds is cleared by using any muscle car that you're really gonna have to go faster and feel fast like a true beast of America. So I'll have to stop right here because one good correction, because the Black Hill East is now actually to be served as the USST special for having one sprint course. But bravo indeed, and very yet to be bravo as well. Now, just gonna have to get back over and have the east is now being checked. So let's go into the west onto the Black Hills to be heading back in until the special will be going initiate to be prepared to have a special on to stage number 1 to be proceed later on. Gonna have to grab any different car to be selected. Deselect on the filters on Chevy and go by any vehicle to have my best pick. So how about the 2020 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 with the same UDRS Insportec livery from the 2015 counterpart, but very good to have some different set of customization, and some vanity is now going outfitted in blue with some smoke, nitro, tires, underglow, and window tint. And that's not all, because the Shelby title is now very much more excellent to become a true successor from the original Ford Mustang GT. But still got a lot of good pack of horsepower between in 1,107 horsepower is good to go to see how the beast is now actually to become a true muscle car legend. So, condition is about to get boggy out there, folks. Normal weather and going for having a good time to be racing in Black Hills West. Alright, just going to go in the lead and stay on the handling for the traction. It'll have to take a few more quick attempts and patience that you might need to keep a good mobility to have your car to be in good condition. But I'm always going to have to go with the aggressive, as I really going to have to take that first position in the lead. So, in this part of the challenge on the Black Hills West, unlike the East, the course is going to be a bit more different, that you might need to do some braking and few turns on every part of the route. That's how clean racing is very more important, that you might need to overcome any obstacle when you might need to take some skill and practice throughout each part of the future Live Summit events between the new, original, and rerun. 3 types that you might need to keep a good watchful eye out on every part of the Live Summit event on every week. As a result, any kinds of different card collection that you might need to be ready to plan on the import to the Crew Motorfest, which has already been out from September, but still already here, as the Summit contest is yet to be arrived and still to be perceived to be on Japanese card culture after American is being well done. So I have to keep a good watchful eye out going down the hill, and few breakings, as checkpoints will need to keep a good eyes check, that you might need to keep a good low profile on the maintain. So coming up on the bridge to be crossed in, there's the sign on Silver Hills, right turn and checkpoint clear. Okay, there you go. Climbing up and do the hill climb. Okay, gonna have to keep a good handling on the traction. Way too much. And get back in. Alright, there we go. I hope the Mustang Shelby still got a lot of pack of horsepower to stay on the main speed. 75% progression is going on clear. Just 20 more to go, and then the finish line is now yet to be stopping in about 99%. Here comes the twisted road. Better take the hill climb and have that line to go all in. Okay, that's good. Last stretch and checkpoint on the entrance bridge. That's 3 minutes, 14.776 seconds is doing well to be on original. So that makes over 25,000 bucks. Blue parts to be dropped, and the other spare parts will be left and sent over to the mailbox. So very good to have 4 events in the same location spot is now actually to be doing a successful finish. To have Black Hills onto the east and west, to have this part of the configuration map is now being seen. So you see, folks, this makes to have the pattern by the difference is now actually to be take place to have the starting position right over here and go all the way to stop over onto the T intersection between onto the east and west of Black Hills. But it all makes sense. every part of the route of each sprint race for every street race vehicle is all about to have the same part of the location, and yet to have some layout is now being configuration. So, as I'm about to be ready to go on to the Black Hill Special at the start of the USB Tour West Edition, as I'm about to go with my favorite street racing vehicle on the 6th generation Corvette CR1 2009. So let's go back onto the same spot and different position, because this is my time to shine and go for the perfect comeback as I'm about to step in and be prepared to be continuation after I just last left off. Alright, looks like I'm all in and grab myself to have a street race vehicle to be on the max per level. But by the way folks, I'm always have to be prepared to have some American vehicle in this part of the video segment. So why not, if I rather might have to go for a standard per level, will be doing more likely to go old fashioned without any fully upgraded parts. So it'll have to take time and have the thumbnail images on each part of the cars will be yet appeared. So where is my C6 Corvette? There it is. Per level at 238. Number 15 with my own personal style livery, and here I come to be entered and compete. Just you wait folks. This will be a very good time on the loading screen. Alright, 3 seconds and get ready to go on the normal weather condition.
Welcome all, ready to watch special number 1 of the USB Tour West? South Dakota's Black Hills are home to Mount Rushmore. Will they be home to drivers rushing off-road?
And this is where I'm about to be ready to join in and be ready for everything. This is where you can start off to have the USB Tour West is now ready up and go for the starting position, unlike the USB Tour East Edition. From episode 1 to episode 2 in the same Motorflix season is actually to be placed on number 3. So, same thing as before for having a street race event, this will be a time attack, so you have to go faster and master the record that you might need to be well achieved. So the nitrous will be well used to go at it to make your time to go quick improve. So I'm going in by having a major follow-up catch-up is now gonna have to take the ejected to be on the way. Okay, checkpoint is all clear. Now gonna have to keep coming up. Now, naturally to have a good tarmac road without any snow condition, but yet, wet surface is still yet to be coming around to have a good time. Stay on the grip. Looks like it's doing well. And this is where you can come back as a regular race. Okay, checkpoint clear. Gonna have to do the same thing last time. Halfway there in the current progression time in over 2 minutes. Going high gear, steady well. Alright, my Corvette is doing well on the handling. Braking is doing a natural line of connection. So almost there to be at 80%, just to have another checkpoint to go. 31.9 seconds is updated. But I still got this, folks. It'll have to take more perfection time to go on the decent record. Last stretch, coming in.
Past the checkpoint they go. Close to finishing. Who will leave their mark?
Oh yes, looks like very good to have 3 minutes, 8.948 seconds to have a good record objective to be original and ghost time on 3 minutes, 47.333 seconds. So loot parts are now being received to be dropped in, and let's get ready up and go for stage 1 of the USST West Edition from Black Hills, Dakota to the mountains of Yellowstone. Alright. Now, this will be the time as I'm about to be ready to go and use the Lancia Delta S4 Hoodlum Crew Racing Edition. But very good to have a one previous Motor Pass exclusive bundle, as I just actually got it from the player's choice from every last week. But it was the first rerun on the player's choice, so that will be doing my best of the recommend pick for myself, as I'm about to go all in and turn this segment to go around. So gonna have to go on Lancia, and this time gonna have to go by current to each part of the rally base vehicle to go by different edition. So this will be doing the best time to go on the Hoodlum Racing Crew Edition on the Delta S4. Per level is good to go by 2:30, and I'm all set and ready to go rally time attack to go on the tarmac and dirt gravel all together. Here I go, folks. This will be a perfect time attack as I'm about to go in green. Let's roll.
Welcome to the start of US Speed Tour West, stage number 1. From South Dakota's Black Hills to Wyoming's Yellowstone Park.
Okay, highlighted location here from the Dakota states and go over to be at Wyoming. As you guys have already done this part of the event, you might have to go on any rallycross vehicle to drive anywhere and do some tight turns whenever you might need to make your time to make your mark. So apparently, because the handling is going to be a bit more loosened up, so I have to keep a good careful out there if ever I just really made a mistake. So gonna have to kick it up and go by boost. Very much more fine decent handling is now currently to get in on the zone. Gonna have to cross the bridge to go over there and stay on the mountains. 21% of the progression is doing well, but talk about having a time attack is gonna be a bit more encouraging to have that wing spoiler is being attached to. But I still kinda like it. This one is a fully modified addition to the Lancia Delta S4. So gonna have to watch my handling and pace. Shortcut on the next route. Gonna have to cross through and get in there. Nitro is GTG. Gonna have to stay on the grip. %41% progression is doing well, but here comes the big one to be climbing up on top and doing a bit more airborne to be stable and stop at the 90-degree turn. So I'm in halfway there, folks. Leaving from Dakota State and go to Wyoming. Gonna have to do some power slide drip on the dirt because rallycross vehicle can do some more handling to be on the elevation tarmac. Okay, hang in there and go for the short straightaway to be on top of the hill to go climbing. That's 36 seconds by the second pass by. Okay. Great. There goes the late braking, I can feel it. A bit more distraction I just been done this once, so I had to keep practice well again. And that's how I just went down to do some practice preparation for the live summon event, you guys. Well, it's been already done in past to have each kinds of different themed summons, so I can get used to it and live with it. Okay, gonna have to keep a good steady. Here comes the bus stop chicanes. Okay, back on the road and do more drifting. Climbing up and go by nearly at 85% progression. By almost 1 minute, and looks like I have arrived at the destination. The state of Wyoming in Yellowstone National Park. Okay, just gonna have to take one more checkpoint to go until the finish line is now called in.
The race is about to reach Yellowstone Park, the home of the famous geyser, Old Faithful. Who will be the fastest?
Alright, there we go. Just to have exactly under a minute, but exactly to have over by adding up with 3 seconds, 0.950. But very good to have stage number 1 of the USB Tour West Edition is now actually to be start out to be on the beginning. So far so good, and this is perfectly to have a stopping position to go over to be at Yellowstone. So I bet there's going to be having some more events as I already checked it from the previous full walkthrough. But apparently because we're about to go forward to have a Yellowstone special and stage number 2 of the USST West will be ready to go as I'm about to be put up to have a better idea to wrap this up until at the end of the video. So the next video is going to be wrapping up to have the best time to go off-roading, and even of course to have a hovercraft event is going to be take place right over to be at the Glacier Park. But in the meantime, because more skill is all I need to be prepared and go on check. So I'll have to get down to it because more work, more development, and do some more WIP as I'm about to come back to be participate again on pole position 1 as a rerun on the live summon is now yet to be progressed in this week. So thank you for enjoying watching the video in the Crew 2 folks. Glad that you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, then click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Don't forget to check it out on any social media platforms like Deepinet Art, Instagram, GT Planet, Twitter, Discord, Patreon, and more to see for my own image artwork like UDRS liveries, Vision Total Drama fan art with card liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be see you guys next time and continue on in part 56 in the Crew 2, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.